What's up, fellas? I am here to react a little bit to the Plunder Runic deck that topped YCS Raleigh, top 16 by this guy here, Douglas Haddad, is how he pronounces his name, I believe. First of all, congratulations to you, Douglas. Thank you for representing the Plunder squad at the highest levels of competition, and congrats on your success. I'm here to talk about the deck list that Douglas played and kind of go through my thoughts on it. And you can take all of my thoughts with a grain of salt because regardless of what I think of this deck, got top 16 at Raleigh, so that's awesome achievement. And I just want to go through what I would do to this list to change it to make it my own, and then we'll talk about what he did and some like really good ideas of what Douglas was actually able to put together. So instead of reacting to the video itself, I'm just going to go through the deck list that I've already put together in the simulator and then talk through the card choices, right? So here we are with the Plunder Runic deck, top 16 YCS Raleigh. First for the Plunder lineup, 3 white, 3 gold, 2 black eyes, 2 blue, 1 red, 1 booty, 1 shipyard. I think this is the standard Plunder Runic lineup, always has been since Plunder Runic was a thing. So not a whole lot to talk about. You basically got to max out on the tuners. Black Eyes and Bluebeard are the next best two, and then Redbeard is just to summon off of Whitebeard on occasion, so it's something decent. And then Booty and Shipyard, I think, are just they're like the best two spells and traps to keep your searches off of Mowork coming in, essentially. So they both have different applications, so it's nice to just play 1 and 1 instead of like 2 Shipyard, which you're probably never going to activate over your Runic Fountain anyway. So it's just nice to have the Booty as the option. Onto the Runic stuff. Again, this is pretty standard, I'm pretty sure. So 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Tip, 3 Slumber, 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Destruction, and then 1 and 1 of Dispelling and Smiting Storm, and then 2 Fountain. Again, for every Runic Plunder or every Runic combo deck, these are the same 17 quick plays plus 2 Fountain that every list is playing, so not a whole lot to discuss there. Glad he was able to get in 17 Runic spells, and that's pretty strong, and that leaves 8 slots for non-engine. So let's talk about those. I think that is the highlight of this deck list because very interesting choices, right? First of all, we have Feather Duster, 2 Cosmic, 2 Droplet, and 3 Evenly Matched. So clearly, Douglas wanted to focus on back row matchups in the main deck. And, well, okay, yeah, like Evenly is good against most matchups, and again, in this format with no negates, Evenly is pretty strong. So I kind of like that option. And if you are wondering, hey, how is Runic activating Evenly? They have no battle phase. Well, if you're going second, you just skip your main phase, go straight to battle, evenly match, and then activate your Runics after. It's kind of standard play there. And then if you're going first, you can just discard the Evenly off of Hugin for your search. So I mean, there's no downside there. It's not really a big deal to play kind of like hard going second cards, and then especially with only 8 slots available for non-engine, essentially playing like really high impact ones is probably a pretty good bet. Interesting that you played Duster. Like, what are we trying to Duster in this format? Doesn't really hurt Snake Eyes that bad, right? Because they just chain Flamberge, summon IP, and then whatever. Okay, you've 1 for 1 with the field spell against Snake Eyes. Not great. Into Fire King, maybe it's better if they don't have the Sanctuary and don't want to pop something instead. But it does force them out to using that kind of thing, all their pops right away. So that could be interesting. Into Labyrinth, it's decent, but most of their stuff is chainable anyways. So it's fine. Voiceless Voice is pretty good. I guess that's a pretty good matchup or a pretty good reason to play Duster. But like, what else is in the top tier that's really getting hit by Duster? Like, it doesn't hurt Branded that bad either. So they can just chain Branded in red and play, right? So I'm not really convinced on the Duster. Cosmic I can get behind a little bit more. Just hitting, especially if you're playing against like Runic Stun yourself. Just having the Cosmics are nice. Cosmic is good for Fire King Island. You don't have to worry about Fire King Sanctuary. Cosmic is nice for Labyrinth. Like if they activate something like a quick play to set a trap, you can cosmic it before they are able to activate it, so that could be good. Yeah, you got some options here. So I do like cosmic. It's just interesting that you're deciding to play cosmic in a deck where you're already playing 3 destruction, which is almost it's similar, right? I mean, you have so much spell trap removal in engine already with destruction, tip to search destruction, and then brand for the banishes. Like on top of that, we're playing Duster, Cosmic, and Evenly. We're just not dealing with back row today. So I guess that really means that you're trying to focus all of your engine on trying to kill the monsters because the rest of your non-engine is killing the back row. It's an interesting strategy. Yeah. Droplet I like in general with Runic decks, like because you can chain Droplet, send the Runic spells, and you basically have free cost for Droplet. So I like Droplet. I'm not really sure what you're hitting with Droplet in this particular format. I guess you can hit away, like if you're going second into like an Appaloosa, you can like activate Runic spell to summon, chain Droplet to negate the Appo. So now your Hugin is probably going to resolve, so that's good. I mean, Droplet's just a generically good card. It's just I'm not sure what exactly we're going to be negating. I don't know. It could be good. It could be good. I guess anything non-target, like with a non-targeting effect, is kind of tough for Runic. So at least we have an out for that too. Okay, like I can get behind Droplet evenly. Cosmic and Duster, I'm a little bit, I got some question marks, but hey man, cool. On to the extra. Douglas played 2 of each ship except for Jordan. And then 2 Blackbeard. This really surprised me because Blackbeard I think is like the best card in the extra deck, and I don't know how we're not playing 3 of that. Like it's a draw every time you have one, at least one draw. So personally, I'm playing 3 Blackbeard, 1 Bran, but I don't know. That's interesting. 3 Hugin, 1 Jerry, 1 SP, 1 Coral. Like the rest. Like the biggest downside to Plunder Runic is that your extra deck is so tight because you need to play like basically this whole Plunder engine. Ideally, I want to play another Jerry and a Sleipnir, but like you have to play SP and Coral Dragon too. So this is, I guess, the best way. I might play 2 Hugin, 2 Jerry. Just having the level 4 to get into your Plunder side is kind of nice. And I want to have a Jerry to get into Plunders, and then I also want to have a Jerry for follow-up to search back a fountain. So 2 Jerrys is kind of clutch. But, yeah. That wraps up the extra deck there. I can't really comment anything besides I would definitely play 3 Blackbeard, 1 Bran. For the side deck, so there's some really interesting text here. 1, Dark World Puppetry. So, I wasn't familiar with this card before I read it in this profile, but this is basically a quick play, like banish 3 from the grave. Interesting that he played this. He did mention in the profile that he would be, like, this is one of the cards that he probably would change next time. So it's interesting. It's banish 3, then discard 1 Fiend. A lot of times you don't want to actually discard your Plunder cards. Like, you need them in your hand for your ship ammo, or you need them to normal summon. Like, and you don't play that many of them where you're going to open up multiples very much. So, I don't know. I think this discard of a Fiend is a little bit too expensive, and I would just rather play DD Crow or something quick effecty like that, or even like Call by the Grave. Like, why? I think Call by the Grave would just be better, right? But I don't know. The crossout designator. So this is really cool. He's mentioned, because he played Rivalry, that you would put in Rivalry and then side in the crossouts also, and keep a Cosmic Cyclone in, because people would be siding Cosmic against him. So when he flips Rivalry and they Cosmic, he can chain crossout, call Cosmic. And I think that is just super, like, 200 IQ thinking right there. Like, I think that is a really cool idea, to side in the crossouts against Cosmic Cyclone. And then he plays the 3rd Cyclone in the side as well, along with the talents. Just 1 talents. Interesting. I don't know. Do we need more back row hate? I don't know, I guess. But yeah, 3. That means 3 Cosmic between the main and side. Duster, 3 evenly, 3 destruction, 3 tip to search destruction. A whole bunch of access to Bran. Like, holy hell, we're not losing to back row in this tournament. Next we have 2 Droll, 2 Ogre, 2 Nib, 2 Ash. So I guess in matchups where hand traps matter significantly, we can chuck those in. Ogre was interesting. Not really sure what we're doing with Ogre. I mean, it's good into Appaloosa. That's pretty much the main use for Ogre. So maybe it's worth. But, and I guess, like, it's good into Pearly. It's good into Voiceless Voice. Okay, I can see some matchups where Ogre might be worth siding it. But, yeah, that wraps up the whole deck. So, Douglas, congrats. I like the list in general. I would be willing to try it if I liked Runic more. Like, it's not that I have something against Runic. It's just not my style. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I think this is super cool. Props to you. Congrats. And everyone else, viewers, leave a like, sub to the channel, leave a comment what you think of this list. We'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you soon.